Will and Nill. Will and Nill by Farhad Hassanzadeh Atiya Markazi. The whole alley was sleeping. Its houses, its people, its cats. When the rooster cried, "Cock-a-doodle-doo," the alley woke up, and all of its houses, its people, and cats. Two of these cats were called Will and Nill. Nill dozed and opened one eye to look about. Will opened both eyes wide and looked around at the alley. Nill thought, I should really say hello, but I can't really be bothered. Instead, he opened his mouth in a long yawn. "Hello, cousin." "Good morning," said Will brightly. Nill thought, I'm so hungry, but still he dozed, half awake, half asleep. Will said, I'm so hungry I could lick the dirty dishes off a restaurant clean from morning till night. Nill wanted to say something about finding food, too, but instead he yawned and thought of chicken, cooked in delicious sauce, tasty soup, and some leftover pickles, his favorite. But then again, it was such an effort even to sniff around for food. But Will sniffed deeply. Sadly, it was no use. He could smell nothing in the air. He fell silent and listened to the grumbling of his empty tummy. Only it wasn't his tummy that was grumbling. It was Nill's. Will looked at Nill and said, Come on, Nill, get up. Let's go look for food. Nill said, still half asleep, You have so much energy. Will started thinking Nill started napping. Just then a sparrow flapped her wings, chirped, and came down to them. Will you play with me? Asked the sparrow. Play with you, said Nill with a sneer. Will said happily, Yes, please, what game shall we play? Hide and seek. You know, hiding like mice. Nill said, What mice? I see no mice. The bird is dreaming. But Will wanted to play. Okay, he said, I'll close my eyes first. Nill looked at Will from the corner of his right eye. He thought, Are you seriously going to play with this tiny sparrow? As if Will could read his friend's mind, he said, Well, it's better than lying here and listening to the grumbling of your tummy. Nill said, looking at the sparrow, Come to think of it, she could be a nice bite to eat. Don't even think about it, said Will. She's my friend. Aren't you hungry? Asked Nill. Yes, said Will, but if I play, I'll forget my hunger. Plus, I won't hear your tummy grumbling anymore. Will played with his little sparrow, prancing here and there while Nill went back to sleep and started snoring. Meanwhile, Will chased the sparrow. Once he found her on top of a tree, then at a window, then on a rooftop. Finally, he found her behind a rubbish bin. Suddenly, he smelt food. He said, Got you! Our game's over now. He was a very hungry cat. Let's play again tomorrow. Poking out of the rubbish bin was a half-eaten fish. Delicious! The sparrow flew off, leaving Will to his feast. Will put his head into the bin and ate the fish to the tip of its tail. Then he licked his lips and sighed. Lovely. He went back peacefully and happily and lay down next to Nill. Nill raised one eyelid a little, and he looked at Will. "Are you asleep or awake?" asked Will. Nill didn't say anything. He was afraid of becoming hungrier if he spoke. Will mewed contently, put his head on his front paws, and fell into a deep and satisfied sleep. Nill wanted to do the same, but he couldn't. He was very hungry, and a very hungry cat never falls asleep. Everybody knows that. Will and Nill.